Happy Thursday. It is almost, well, might as well go ahead and call it the end of the week. Someone is already laying the gauntlet down. Christina said, warning, I'm snarky and having a bad day, so beware, trolls. Yeah, Rapper, I think we have blocked every account of yours. Mermaid said, thank you for responding. What did I respond to? Was it about merchandise? I don't remember. Good morning, Stacey. Hello, Nana Banana. Hello, Terry. Misty. I think I got everybody. If I missed you, I see Sonia. I see Diva. Broken Golf Doll said it's 3 p.m. where she's at. Hello, Fine Summer's Truth. Zach Walker. Making it rain. So did Pat and so did Rexy. Now that's the way to start a Thursday, is it not? You guys are the most giving group of people ever. Always making it rain. Woo, we have a lot going on, my friends. We have a lot going on. Sharon said, sorry I'm late. You're only a few seconds late. But that's okay. We're not taking attendance around here. So let's get to it. A lot of crazy stuff has been going on, and I was going to save everything for Metabolism Monday, but some things need to be addressed. First off, a few people, and they're not doing anything wrong. As you know, my father-in-law passed away a few weeks ago. And so my mother-in-law needs some people to talk to. Well, with her permission, I gave her phone number to a few people. Well, she kept one of our good friends on the phone for quite a while last night, but all she wanted to do was talk shit about me. So I apologize for that. What do they say? No good deed goes unpunished. My husband this morning goes, I knew that was going to happen. I know how she is. Toodle said, I watched you on PG's last night. Was that not a hoot? But, that's how my mother-in-law is. She just can't talk about anything polite. She can't talk about the weather or her favorite recipe or her latest Hallmark movie. She has got to run her pie hole about me. And you should have heard my husband this morning. He goes, I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. Woo! And then she tried to call me at like 5 o'clock this morning. She was, oh, I just miss you and want to talk. And I'm like, you do? You do? You were running your fucking trap about me all night. She goes, is telling the truth wrong? It is when it's about me. All right, let's get to it. Let's tell everyone happy Thursday. That's okay. It'll be fine with my mother-in-law. That's just how she communicates. Slim said, happy Thursday, CLL Vibe Tribe. Barb says, my mother-in-law lived with me for 5 years. God bless you. Kaleidohope said, sounds like my ex-mother-in-law. And I try to be a very good mother-in-law. I'm just here to defend everybody. Don't want to get into anyone's fights or anything. I love everybody. Of course, my kids obviously they take priority over other people, but that's what happens. Dolores said, Brooks, how did the waxing turn out? Well, I'm having a little issue sitting down. Let me put it that way. You see, these wax strips are microwavable. And I left them in the microwave too long and then left it in certain areas too long. And so when I was talking to PG last night and ripped it off, I think I took a little bit of skin with it. I need to go back to that Vietnamese lady that does it for $20. And no, I'm not being racist. She's just awesome. All right, let's get to comments from the last show. I did not plan on doing 2 shows about the Summer Wells case this week, but there were some things that need to be addressed and cannot wait until Monday. Cotton Candy said Candace told Ernie she didn't know Dawn took showers with Summer. Then how did she dry the kids off if she didn't know? Good point. That's the reason why I love having conversations with you guys, because everybody picks up on something different, and that one went straight over my head. Jessie said Candace comments on all of the possibilities that could have happened to Summer. She said, yeah, there's thousands, yet she's only stuck with one option alone, and that's abduction. You know, and I don't know what to say about that, because I know there's a lot of people that, well, I shouldn't say a lot, that are stuck on abduction. Let's talk about some cases where the FBI card unit said abduction. This is an abduction. Well, hello, RJ. JC Dugard, Elizabeth Smart, Sean Hornbeck, and as we spoke about yesterday, and will continue to, Michael Vaughn. Now, in this case, shoot, I don't have it for the screen, but I'll read it to you. Give me just a second. Okay, that's a picture of OJ. The FBI Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Card Team came to Beach Creek. It's a team dedicated to investigate technical, analytical, and resource assistance on site during non-family child abductions, ransom child abductions, and mysterious disappearances of children. We brought the FBI card team in, and everything they could find, there was no indication whatsoever of a child abduction. Seems pretty cut and dry to me. But that's all right. They don't hire me. I don't think they would want to, because my mother-in-law would be talking to him all the time. Whist, exactly, Amanda Berry. Yeah, you're exactly right. Hello, Liplock. Hey, Liplock. I'm going to send you a message after this, because after all this time, OJ has never tried to get into the Christmas tree, and yesterday he was getting into it. I had to keep squirting him with water. Guess I have to get a baby gate around it. Muscles said lean in and listen. No abduction. Actually, hang on. Give me a second. I'm going to put that on the screen. And as you know, I've been losing my voice all week. That'll be a blessing to DT Driver if I totally lose it. Hang on. I have to send it to myself. I'm very tech savvy, as you know. Add. All right, it's loading right now. Here we go. Gag order placed on case involving Wells family children in state custody. Well, that went over like a turd in a punch bowl, because they are still talking about their sons, even though they're not supposed to. The FBI's Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Card Team came to Beach Creek. It's a team dedicated to investigate technical, analytical, and resource assistance on site during non-family child abductions, ransom child abductions, and mysterious disappearances of children. We brought the FBI card team in, and everything they could find, there was no indication whatsoever of a child abduction. Now, if you look at articles from children who truly were abducted, non-custodial, of course, they say, we have reason to believe this child was abducted. Vero Hammer said, can you believe that some people are protecting these evil parents and accusing hardworking people like the tree trimmers? Shame on you. And as I said, if my husband, who, by the way, is not unemployed, I know several people reached out to me and said, oh, I didn't know that DT driver didn't have a job. He does. You see, there's a little thing called Thanksgiving, and it's a holiday, and he had it off. So I don't know why another channel ran with that and just said he's unemployed. Well, he was on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday, but no, he's very much working. What to do? All right, let's get to, I don't know what to start with first. You know what? Let's start with Couchgate, because I thought this was settled quite a while ago. Was there a couch in the house in front of the door? Yes. I don't believe people just got together and made that up. Now, it was said by Jose, by Allie, by True, Jodie Sue, that, yeah, there was at one time a couch in front of the door. We spoke about it on Monday. And I said, I guess, because I'm a nerd, they were never worried about fire. Could you imagine if that shithole caught on fire and you had to get out and you have to move a couch? The Real Rockin' Robin said JSB gave them the couch. Yes, according to her, she gave them the couch. According to Candace, she paid $600 for it. Now, you can go buy you a brand new couch for $600. Hello, Casper. All right, Lisa K. Ruitz put this up. She said this is literally pictures of the couch still sitting at 110 Ben Hill Road. It was not taken to the dump. Summer was not folded up in it. It's not covered in blood. Now, I don't know about blood and Summer being in it, but if Summer is folded up in that couch, I would think the dogs would have hit on it. I don't know that this is the couch. Let me explain why. And I'm not arguing with Lisa. Reason being is because, well, out in that yard, they basically have a whole kitchen, dining room, and living room set. They have a refrigerator out there. They have an old microwave out there. I wouldn't doubt that they have a couch out there. Do I think that Don truly took the couch to the dump? No, because he doesn't dump anything. It just all gets out in the yard. So it's really no wonder that a random couch wouldn't be leaning against the tree. Any vagrant could go by Ben Hill Road and set up shop. It's like a no-tell motel without a roof. Stacy said the other couch was blue. The only thing I can think about these pictures is maybe it's just faded over time, but I don't know. The original pictures I saw of the couch, well, it was blue. And it was in front of the door. Katarina, my girl, said, doesn't look blue. How could one even tell? Well, considering they have more furniture that's meant for the living room outside, but on the inside, they're sitting on lawn chairs. Make it make sense. I don't know. Maybe this is the couch, but I'm not going to split hairs over it because, for one, you don't know in this case who you can trust. People keep talking about YouTuber. Let's talk about the cast of characters. Can you trust Can? Or as we call her, Can't. That's a big old no to me. Dawn. No. Jodie Sue. The only thing I can say about Jodie Sue is she is not a suspect. She's not. Now, good luck getting Pruitt to say that Can't and Dawn and Grandis are not suspects. This is what Pruitt said when Benny called him.
I guess thank you, Hawkins, and thank you, Pruitt. Appreciate that. So I'm going to play this for you as it originally is, and I'll share it on my community wall here in just a second.
You got specific questions that are pertinent to this case?
Yes. Suspect Brown is threatening people on the internet.
I find that on suspect 2 threats are as far as you believe it.
All right, she's not a suspect. She's not a suspect. Like I said, good luck calling and asking if Dawn, Candace, and Grandis are suspects. Kamari, coming out of the chute, she said, I don't trust any of them. Woo! Woo! Slim's playing Jeopardy. Alex, I'll take no for 1,000. Well, you just won the daily double. Your check is in the mail. Non-cashable, of course. Oh, man, I tell you what. Don's got more genius to say on another channel. He has a new theory about Summer. He says, I think CPS has adopted her out. Can someone help me with that? Wouldn't you have to sign something or go to court? I think CPS has adopted her out. Yep, that was sent to me. He said, CPS are the real monsters. Please tell your tale. Now, he goes on to again accuse Joe Biden. I don't feel comfortable putting that on the screen because I don't want the Secret Service to show up and confuse me with Dawn if I'm having a bad hair day and haven't finished waxing. And they're going to come to me and say, did you accuse the president of kidnapping? Nope, not me. Not me. Genius Candace. She said, if I was guilty, why am I not in jail? Well, it's called an investigation. There's many guilty people walking around free as a lark right now that are not in jail, and well, they should be. There's a little thing called the Constitution. All we know is that, according to Ronnie Lawson, you are not cooperating. Why on earth would you not be calling some member of law enforcement every day asking what is going on with your daughter's case? I don't understand it. How do you sleep at night? How do you not worry about where she's at? It makes no sense. But that is the genius that she spilled out. Now, this was sent to me a couple of days ago. It was actually reposted after she dirty deleted it one time and then dirty deleted it again this week. Can't is a poet. She said, just a little something I wrote. Never blame people in life. The good people give you happiness. The bad people give you experiences. The worst people give you lessons. And the best people give you memories. This is easily searchable, and it was not written by Can't. For one, everything is spelled correctly. Also, it looks like it's put on a very nice background, which is not something that she can do unless she uses the TikTok app, which is normally offensive as hell. Just a little something I wrote. And people are like, oh, Can't, you should keep a diary. Oh, Can't, you should write a book. Oh, Can't, you're so talented. And I'm like, she didn't write that. Well, certain people start calling her out, and guess what? She took it down. But, there's eyes and ears everywhere. And, of course, we have a screenshot. Look at that. Just a little something I wrote. Mermaid said, can we slow down chat? Yeah, hang on, sweetheart. I thought I had it at as slow as it could get. Hang on. Bear with me. Yeah, it's on 60 seconds. So, it's as slow as I can get it. I apologize. I'll tell you something, guys. If you ever see me post something and say, here's just a little something I wrote, feel free to call my mother-in-law and call me a damn liar. What in the hell is this about? So if she is suddenly a haiku writer, a poet or whatever, why doesn't she write something about her children? It's always about her. Always. Thank you, Dolores. Dolores says, we will keep you honest, Brooks. Thank you. Baby Harley said, what a scholar she is. You can actually Google image search this, and it pops right up. But it's just a little something Can't wrote. My mind cannot explode any more than it has with the case of Summer Wells. As if it's not a tragedy and not disturbing in its own that this little girl is missing, then you have the circus. Lip lock. She said, it took me 2 clicks on Google to find it. Let me ask you this, Lip lock. Did it say copyright Can't? Bly Wells? Just a little something I wrote? This is the second time she's tried to post this and got called out. You know what? You already got caught the first time. Even though you never lie, it's not in your metabolism. But you tried it a second time thinking that people weren't going to remember? But as we know, she won't lie. She can't lie. It's not in her metabolism. Well, what the hell do you call that poem? What do you call that poem? Or whatever it is. Looks like a big old fat whopper to me. Holy shit. I had to go check for myself. I was like, did somebody just add a little something to this? Never blame people in life. The good people give you happiness. The bad people give you experiences. The worst people give you lessons, and the best people give you memories. Girl, you're a memory that I would prefer not to have. Damn. Just a little something I wrote. But she can't lie.
I don't know about Jackie Dobbs. I've just heard about him. I don't know about Jodie Sue. I've talked to Jodie Sue time and time again, and every time she talks to me, her story has changed.
Like in how?
Okay, like, for instance, like, she said that she was down on the bottom after she heard somebody scream or whatever. She was never at the bottom of that driveway. I drove down there faster than she could fucking fly.
Okay. So she said, so the scream, of course, is out of the question now, right? There was no scream, right?
There's no scream, dude. She's maced all that shit up. Lie. I can't lie. It's not in my metabolism.
Okay.
How Earn the Burn kept a straight face. Lie, I can't lie. It's not my metabolism. Then her channel, which she uses for everything except for advocating for her missing daughter, says, just a little something I wrote. Holy hell. You've got to be kidding me. All right, well, I stepped in it big time as usual, but that's all right. You have to watch where you step around here. It's like a landmine. But I don't regret it at all. Let me explain why. As you know, the Vaughn family, Michael Vaughn's family, we advocate for them big time. We also advocate big time for Summer, just can't do anything with her parents until they're cleared by law enforcement. I just believe it's the responsible thing to do. Well, I have been asking Brandy, who is Michael Vaughn's mother, for a wish list for Christmas for the kids for quite some time. She finally, after 2 years, got one together, and I shared it to certain creators and said, hey, when you go live, if you can share this or on your page or whatever, well, it worked out amazing. Well, another creator is calling it grifting. Grifting? Sending gifts to children at Christmas time is hardly grifting. Brandy put some household things on there like toilet paper, cat food, peanut butter. Let's talk about Cant's Amazon list. Sony outdoor speaker. A big old box of nuts. I don't even get me going on that one. I have all day for that one. A camping backpack. It looks like a hammock. A travel bag. Oil gift set. English and black truffle. Then a beanie. Over here we have indoor herb garden. Wrong type of herbs. I bet you about shit your pants when that showed up, Can't. Cool stuff coloring book. An outdoor grilling station. Panini press. Blankets. A charcuterie kit with wine glasses. Slippers. A digital picture frame, which, by the way, I love mine. Love mine. DT Driver got it for me last year. A moon globe. I don't know. This looks like a breast pump. What the hell is that? Oh, Anne Klein watches. Yeah, and they have she can change the band out with them. eye massage, another indoor herb garden, blanket, saber light. I guess you get my drift. Susie Sue said to resell. Okay, I'm sorry, Ryan. She said, is that a facial steamer? Let's look at it again. Is it? Well, I mean, we know this list has nothing to do with the boys or summer. No, not at all. There is nothing on here that screams, I'm a mama. At all. So, Kathy, the friend, explained the wish list. And we're going to revisit that real quick. Thank you, court case. She said, and no one has to buy anything they choose to.
Just give me a few minutes here while I fix this. Hey, it should. Yeah.
Lisa Wilson said, I did not know there was such a thing as a wish list on Amazon. Yeah, my kids set them up, and it's easier for Christmas to go through and know what they want. I have one I just send to my husband to give him ideas. All right, Can't, let's get to it. Let's hear about your miraculous wish list.
You ready to get started?
Hello, everybody. I am a friend of Candace's, and we're going to basically have a Q&A tonight with her. I want to address something real quick. The wish list. I have heard and seen several things about negative, of course, about the wish list. She has been asked many times to create a wish list, and she just kept putting.
Okay, truth is, I did ask Brandy Neal for a long time to put a wish list together to send something for the holidays. And it was all stuff for the kids and stuff to have around the house. I never one time heard anyone begging Candace for a wish list. Did anybody ever hear anyone say, Candace, I have to have your wish list? And it's all camping supplies for her and Kathy.
Putting it off. I came and I helped her create the wish list at the request of the public. So just wanted to clarify her wish list. You are not obligated in any way, shape, or form to do anything. But for those that have asked, the link will be in the chat if you choose. Her Cash App will be in the chat if you choose. You are not obligated to do anything. Nothing. So we're going to ask her a few questions, and we're going to try to get a few questions from the chat. She just wanted to acknowledge and say hello to people.
Okay, this is friend Kathy when they were still friends before they went on their camping adventures. Now, please note that according to Candace, she doesn't like to go in the woods. She's scared of bears and snakes, coyotes, all of that stuff. Well, you don't go camping at the mall. Okay, you're not Natalie Portman in that movie where she was sleeping at the Walmart. You're not allowed in a Walmart. So, how can you say I don't go in the woods, yet you go camping with Kathy all the time?
And answer some questions. So we will get started. These are a lot of these are questions that have YouTube, Facebook, whatever. Believe it or not, Candace, everybody is loving your hair and wants to know: are you growing it back, or will you cut it again?
No, I'm gonna let it grow.
These are earth-shattering questions. Who has ever woke up at night wondering what Can't is going to do with her hair? Candace, we have a question from YouTube, Facebook, all across the internet. Your hair looks great. Are you going to cut it again, or do you plan on letting it grow out? No! You think that I give a shit about her hair? Has anybody wondered, just a random thought over the last almost 2.5 years, is Can't going to grow out those lovely locks? She goes, no, I'm going to let it grow. Well, then why did you chop off Summers? You had it shaved to the scalp. But you said she's a tomboy. I had my head shaved. The boys had their head shaved. I've shown the picture many times. The only person with a shaved head was Summer. I still think it was some form of punishment. Barb Murray, thank you for the super sticker, said, let's not forget wish list for BJ. Rings, caskets. I forgot about that. Thank you, Barb.
As long as I can grow it.
And are you taking care of yourself? Several people have made comments about you losing weight. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you eating like you should? Everybody knows it's stressful for you, but are you taking care of yourself?
Yes, I'm taking care of myself. Very much so.
Okay.
Was anybody wondering if Can't is taking care of herself? She's the only mother of a missing child who is actually gaining weight. And now she's some sort of master chef there on Ben Hill. She's making goulash, spaghetti, fried chicken. I think she chopped up some Cheetos to bread the chicken with. Not my recipe. Don't try this at home. Nobody's asking these things. All of the questions that we have are, after you dropped off Hunter and you got home and you called 911, what happened in that time? That's the only thing that I've ever seen anybody really wonder about. She goes, yes, I'm taking care of myself.
A lot of people want to know, do you need anything? Is there anything that you need?
That's a tough one. I really don't need much of anything.
Okay. All right, we want to.
She said, I really don't need much of anything, except for the camping backpack, the Sony outdoor speaker, the box of nuts. Don't get me going on that one. The luscious English and black truffle oil, the massager. God only knows where that was going to go. Another camping backpack, house slippers, inside herb garden, the Coleman tailgating table, collapsible, that you can also cook on, the panini press, the blankets, the charcuterie kit with wine glasses. I can't think of nothing. You made a whole damn list.
To ask you a how are things coming on the house? How is the remodel, the upgrade, whatever you want to call it? How is that coming along?
I'm doing one day at a time with the house. Is what I'm doing.
Okay, sounds good. There has been, and I'm obviously you weren't aware of it, but
now I don't know if you heard that sound, but that is the sound of Cash App. Okay. Isn't it funny? Hang on, I gotta sneeze. Isn't it funny that when she needs to call 911 to get help for her children, she has no signal? But when it comes to Cash App or talking to certain creators, she's 5-bar Candace. Listen to that again. Music to her ears.
you a how are things coming on the house? How is the remodel, the upgrade, whatever you want to call it? How is that coming along?
I'm doing one day at a time with the house. Is what I'm doing.
Okay, sounds good. There has been, and I'm obviously you weren't aware of it, but please let's get this out there. Did you make an ebegging post? And what that is, people are calling it ebegging because there was a post created that's supposedly was put in a Facebook group.
Okay. Kathy is asking her, are you e-begging? By the way, Stacy, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you, Linda, for the super sticker. Not e-begging. You guys are just donating to the channel, and it helps a lot because we have recording hours and stuff to buy. Now, look at her. She doesn't know what e-begging is after she just checked her phone to see how much she got on the Cash App. Now, listen to how she addresses this question about e-begging. Okay?
That where you ask someone if you could put your Cash App there, if they would be okay with it. And it has floated around that you were e-begging, begging for money.
All right, now you're going to listen. You're going to hear this lie. I already slowed it down where she got a Cash App, and you saw her look over at her phone to see how much she got. Now, Honest Abe here, that's growing her hair out, is going to explain to you how she doesn't know what that is, and that is not something she would do after you just heard her get a damn Cash App. If I need to rewind it, let me know.
Was that you? Did you create that?
No, I did not. I don't even know what e-begging is. I've never heard of it until just now.
I also want to make some people aware that there was recently a GoFundMe that we got shut down. It was created by someone that Candace had not even heard of. We had it reported and had it shut down. If you see a GoFundMe, please report it. If there ever becomes one, you will be made aware of it. But
Yeah,
if you see
I'll be the
one,
first one to let you know.
absolutely.
She doesn't know what ebegging is, but they said if there's a GoFundMe, she goes, I'll be the first one to let you know. Don't hold your breath, Can't. Don't hold your breath. You've had your house not just spruced up, basically remodeled. You had a very extensive Amazon wish list, and I only showed 3 pages of it. You've received donation after donation after donation. And not a thank you to give. And that GoFundMe raised about $1,200 if my memory serves me correctly, and it was set up by Rose Meyer.
Reported. It is not her or done by her or anyone close to her. Okay, moving along. Okay, so tell us a little bit about Summer. What holiday did Summer like the best?
She liked her birthday the best, but she also liked Christmas.
So she liked those gifts.
Yeah, she liked them presents for sure.
And that was the best. That's what she liked best about Christmas and her birthday was the presents and the birthday cake.
Just being together as a family.
Oh, hi. Yes. Okay. Let's see. What was Summer's favorite food?
She liked pizza, but she also liked different kinds, like French fries were her favorite.
Her favorite. I think that's most kids. They love French.
I could never look at pizza the same way again. Remember in the Chris Watts case with all of the recipes that Shanann used to post on Facebook, and people were like, I'm going to try that recipe and I'm going to try that recipe. We hear a lot about food in this case, but I never hear anyone saying, you know what, I'm going to go get some of those dollar pizzas from the Dollar General. No. Or instead of using spaghetti sauce to make my spaghetti, I'm just going to use ketchup. No.
French fries.
Yeah.
Could eat them whether they're made at home, whether they're done at a fast food place. We all know what cartoons Summer liked to watch, of course. But what else did she like to watch? What are the cartoons?
She liked a bunch of different cartoons. From My Little Pony to Ren 10, just all kinds of different ones.
All right.
Now, my children are adults. My parents and my wonderful mother-in-law are in their 70s. They used to watch Ren 10. Is there a new Ren 10 out? Where is she getting this? And My Little Pony was on back in the 80s. Again, I don't keep up with what the kids watch.
So I think that's all we're going to do tonight as far as quick questions. If there's anybody in chat that has a question, go ahead and ask now. We'll try to get to a very few. Once again, you are not obligated at all to send anything to her Cash App or anything off the wish list. It is there for those of you that have asked about it and requested it. So please know that those links are in the chat if you need them. Okay, here's a question, Candace.
Yeah, okay.
Could Summer tie her shoes yet? Or did she have to have basically the Velcro kind?
She liked Velcro the best. She really didn't like to try to tie them.
It was easy for her to get on it quick and
she
go.
Could put them on and go.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Right now, the Cash App and the wish list is all Candace has. And that is the only form of payments that she can receive is through Cash App. She does not have a PayPal, a Venmo, anything like that.
After she said that Cash App that was put in different Facebook groups was not hers. That is her Cash App. Not that I've ever sent any money to it. And she just got a Cash App. Kathy says she doesn't have a Venmo or a PayPal. She just has Cash App. Now, as you remember, about a month and a half ago, there was a huge meltdown because they said her Venmo was hacked. And somebody got into her Venmo and stole all the money. You have got to be kidding me. It's a sad day in Hawkins County when you can't even write down your own damn lies. And you wonder why people are always up in arms about the stuff you say.
Payments that she can receive is through Cash App. She does not have a PayPal, a Venmo, anything like that. All different things on the farm said, "You look pretty, Candace."
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Oh, how did you pick Summer's name?
Actually, I didn't pick Summer's name. I let her daddy pick her name. I named all three of the boys, so I figured I had to let Donnie pick Summer's name out.
Was it something out of the blue, or did he?
It took him about 3 weeks to 4 weeks to be able to come up with a name that he liked.
Everybody loves her name.
He just put it together about 3 or 4 weeks. It took him, and he finally come up with the perfect name for her.
Charlene Smith says, "Candace, you look great. Thank you for doing this. They love to hear about Summer and to take care of yourselves."
I sure will. Thank you very much.
Okay, I probably shouldn't bring this up, but it was mentioned a very long time ago. If you look on the screen, and I'm not going to unblur any of the images, Summer Moon happens to be one of Dawn's favorite actresses. I don't think I need to tell you what genre we're talking about. This is from Red Hub. This is from Porn Comics. This is from Eroticus. Summer Moon. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Always something.
What kind of dogs do you have? Are they mutts? Are they like?
They're a mixed breed.
A mixed breed, okay. Y'all, please just bear with her. She's just getting mods. It is overwhelming right now. She wanted to show her appreciation.
Sweet dreams. I like my coffee with some French vanilla creamer in it.
Again, nobody was concerned about how she dresses up her coffee. Nobody was wondering what she puts in her coffee. But like I said, the name is easy to find. And it just makes me sick.
Dawn Not So Sweet says you look refreshed, Candace.
Thank you. I feel a little bit refreshed tonight. Duchess.
You look refreshed. I feel a little refreshed tonight. Well, one shower a month will do that for you.
I'm doing pretty good. I hope you're doing just as good as I am right now tonight.
Hope you're doing just as good as I am tonight. Your daughter is missing. Detective Pruitt says she's somewhere around there. But you're making Amazon wish lists with your friend Kathy? And talking about your hair? And what you put in your coffee? Hope you're doing just as good as I am tonight. I never want to be doing that good.
Outside the Box said you should go without a ball cap more often.
I like to wear my ball cap. Keeps the hair out of my face.
Summer Swing has not been taken down. It is not gone. It's still exactly where it was.
Yeah, it's not going nowhere.
Hold on one second. I missed the comment. Someone said the boys should be getting a wish list. Well, funny thing, money was collected to get them an Xbox. Now, I have no way of knowing if they got that Xbox, but if I was a betting woman and I was in Vegas, I would put all my money on no. No, they didn't get the Xbox.
Sorry for the little breaks in between, y'all. We're trying to keep up and make everybody happy. And
honestly, I don't know where Kathy went to. I have no idea. She is one of many who have been used, abused, lied about, and taken advantage of by the Wells. She got mad at me because, she was putting up these baggies, her and her granddaughter, that had a little flyer of summer, some homemade Christian keychains and stuff like that. And they were leaving them at truck stops and Cracker Barrels and stuff. And I went into her chat and said, listen, if you want to get after who possibly could know about June 15th, 2021, put those baggies on all the coin pusher machines you can find and any plastic jug of whiskey you come across in that general area. That was just my idea. It made more sense to me than truck stops, Easter egg hunts, and Cracker Barrel.
Samantha Bree says, thank you for spending time with us, Candace.
Well, thank you for y'all watching and coming out. Listen to what I have to say. Appreciate y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Jennifer Watts for the tulip bulbs. I appreciate that.
Tulip bulbs? Shout out to Jennifer for the tulip bulbs. What? Has anybody seen any tulips growing around there? Shout out for the tulip bulbs. This is what I'm talking about. So while people were saying, oh, I can't believe that Brooks is doing this and, getting all this for Brandy. No. If you want to send a little gift to the kids and to the family of Michael Vaughn, then do it. But I mean, who are you to judge when all of this has been going on? Tulip bulbs? Jennifer said, not this Jennifer. No. All we know is her tulips do nothing but lie. Shout out for the tulip bulbs.
Did Summer have a favorite flower? Did she like everything in bloom? Did she?
She liked cactuses the best, but she would use any kind of flower. She liked to pick flowers out of the yard, like dandelions.
Okay, dandelions and cactus. It's been a couple of years since I've been in East Tennessee, and do you know how many cactuses I saw? Zero. Can somebody that's local to the area explain to me how cactus grow in East Tennessee? My favorite is when we're going down Highway 17 out of Flagstaff into Phoenix, and you start seeing in the friggin' desert all of the beautiful, beautiful cactus. I've learned actually a lot about them. When I'm in Tennessee, I don't see any. Bama Cat said cactus don't grow here in Tennessee. Angel P said no cacti here. She like cactus the best. What the hell are you talking about?
She liked them little, what are the ones called, with the little white things? You can blow them and they just fly everywhere. She'd love those.
Oh, those little, we've always called them little wish flowers.
I call them puffballs, but I don't know what they are.
You blow them and make a wish. Who was the kid at the hotel with you? I'm going to answer this because it was not Summer. It was my child. Okay? Move along.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick poll. Who would let their minor child be around Dawn, Candace, or Grandis? True question. Kathy gets all defensive saying that was my child. So move along. You're lucky that you still have your granddaughter. I have a little sneaking suspicion that the reason Kathy is no longer on YouTube is because she probably had a little knock, 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 knock on the door from Child Protective Services. To her own admission, she took Can't to rehab, and Can't had to leave after a few hours because people in there were inappropriate. This is the woman who was married to Don Wells. How could she ever judge inappropriateness? And I hope that didn't happen. I just have a feeling because we know how the internet works. Robin has her child around them. I wouldn't care if it was a 30-year-old mutt covered in shit in a cage. No way would I leave him alone with Dawn and Candace. Anything that breathes oxygen, you cannot trust around them. But Kathy's all defensive.
When is your birthday, Candace?
My birthday is May 3rd of 1982.
You're going to be an old lady.
Yeah, I'll be 40. Thanks.
I'm sorry we cannot do anything about the chat right now. We were just wanting to get on for just a few minutes just to answer some questions, for her to say hello, see if we could answer some questions that people have been asking, and tell those of you supporters that it is very much appreciated.
Very much so.
Thank you to the mods that are there. You're doing,
Yeah, thank you. You guys are doing great. Appreciate y'all.
Just turning 40? That's some hard living. Thank you, Diana Howery, for gifting memberships. Welcome to the family. Thank you for making it rain. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friend. This shit is bananas. Bananas is all I can say. And how dare anyone who will remain nameless throw any shade anyway when it is Christmas time, trying to send out gifts for children. That is crazy. Absolutely nuts. Now we get to the interview room interview with Dr. Gary Brado. I see that Chris McDonough once again is getting a lot of shade thrown his way. Why? I don't know. Why? I do not know. Because I thought it was a great interview, and Dr. Gary Brado, author of The New Evil, cannot possibly give a true summation about can't unless he has actually seen her in a clinical setting. So I don't know why anybody is saying anything bad about it. It's kind of like this. In the case of Summer Wells, anyone that tries to do the right thing is going to get their ass handed to them. But I don't want anyone to stop advocating for Summer. There goes my voice again. So I'm only going to go through part of it because I want you to watch it on Chris's channel, because I believe that in the case of Summer Wells, Chris McDonough has done the most and brought the most to light. We also know that he has done extensive work on the Michael Vaughn case, and without the Cold Case Foundation, Stacey Jones would not have seen any justice for her daughter, Michaela. I've said it before. Do you know how many cases I've solved? Anybody want to put the number up of how many cases I've solved or warrants I've gotten? Fingerprints I've lifted? Tire tracks I have molded? Cell phones I have pinged? Right there. Angel P, nada. Cheyenne, 0. Miss Chronic, 0. None. Mama Bear said 56. Whew. No. Nope, I am no investigator. I am no detective. Stacy, thank you. 0. 0. Connie, 0. So when people who are retired put their skills to use, hang on, I'm going to put the link up right now, babe. Here you go, Britt. I'm sorry, I wasn't ignoring you. Jules said zilch. Thank you. Thank you. Karma said 0, but you're still a hero, LOL. Well, I mean, really, give credit where credit's due. You're never going to hear me on here going, I cracked the case. It's time to do a deep dive. I think I know what happened. This is what the police should do. Hell no. I can make an ass out of myself just by calling into PG's show. I don't have to act like I know how to solve cases. Insane. So let's go through part of it because I think it's very telling and I love what Dr. Gary Bricado brought to the table.
It won't happen again. And that's really the implication of that. And so what they may as well be saying is, we think this is this person's personality. This is this person's fantasy world, right? So I think that's important for people to understand.
Okay. You can't look at the family dynamics without looking at Grandis's brother, Warren. He is beyond evil. He is, I can't even say in my opinion because it's proven, but YouTube's getting real picky about what people say on here. His rap sheet is just beyond gross. Even when he was released, he got picked up again for doing things to himself outside of a McDonald's playground.
What did you say, Chris? I mean, it's like about likelihood of reoffending, right?
Yeah, and they didn't know what to do with him because once the board said, okay, we can let him out. But so this is the family line of the mother. Okay, so this is her uncle.
Interesting. Okay.
And so then we start looking at, some of the historical aspects of what the mother had been through, i.e., had she, the question comes to mind, if the mother had ever been, abused or anything to that effect. Is there a problem in that arena? And if we look back, right, at, she has multiple arrests for child abuse, multiple arrests for endangering, et cetera, et cetera. And there's like 6 or 7 mugshots even when she was in Wisconsin. But then you start looking at the totality of the environment. And then the day this thing happened, we have this little girl who goes into this basement. The allegation is that she's in this basement, and the time frame, there's a variance. It depends on who you listen to, and the child just vanishes. She's gone. And then the after effect of that, when the sisters come out, the stepsisters, who call the cops and they say, "Hey, by the way, when I was that age, this was a problem for me. It was a problem for me that guy she's married to did this to me. I'm worried about her, the little girl." So the correlation there was.
All right, let me ask you, how is anything in this show that Chris, the doctor, and Josh did misinformation, stirring up an agenda, or switching the narrative? Because I went through it and they're just dropping facts. And I do not like how Jeannie and Mary keep getting hate after hate after hate after hate. Let me tell you something. When a survivor comes out and tells their story, we should support them, okay? Now, we know some people have come out and they have lied and said something to happen to them, but it didn't. They find out really quick that they're not telling the truth. We don't care about those people. There is a reason that there is a detective assigned to this case. Oh, hang on. There's the link. They don't assign detectives to cases. They don't fly them out to Tennessee to talk to people. They don't call them back on the phone. There was a FOIA request. I put the link in.
That kicked off, as I called it early on, 2 trains. You have the investigation aspect in relationship to the missing 5-year-old, Summer Wells, who we're going to go into her bedroom here in a minute. And then you have this other train that started down the tracks in relationship to what the sisters had alleged and reported to the police about their victimology, or, their victim being a victim. And now it's kind of escalated to where there are 2 camps on this particular problem. The first camp is there's no way anybody's done anything, and we love this family. We're going to circle around them. They got a couple of guys, that, are feeding them different types of information, and ignoring the fact that guys like this below us, Josh and the lab, are getting phone calls where he's saying, "Hey, I'm going to, Josh, do you have the call ready?"
Yeah.
Tee it up. And by the way, cover your ears if you're sensitive. It's rock and roll. If you got children around, please, let's be sensitive to that as well. I just want to give you a heads up.
Okay, and this is where Josh plays the phone call. I need to conduct my show a little more like Chris. If you're sensitive, close your ears, get the kids out of the room. I do a morning show, and a lot of people don't like to, first thing in the morning, hear me throwing out stuff about can't, inflatable hot tubs, and the F-bomb. So I'm trying to curtail my behavior.
I can kill you if I find you, bitch. I promise you.
Don, that's
if I find you, I will kill you, motherfucker. This is no. You need to call the cops right now.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to pause it here and there because, well, it's YouTube. If I had had this phone call, and trust me, Josh, the authorities are well aware of these threats. But we've heard Pruitt before. Threats are just as serious as you take them. Threats are just as serious as you take them. As you remember, when Benny called about Jodie Sue, I'm not taking up for Benny. I'm not taking up for Jodie Sue. I just want you to hear again what Pruitt said. Besides, Jodie's not a suspect.
I guess thank you, Hawkins, and thank you, Pruitt. Appreciate that. So I'm going to play this for you as it originally is, and I'll share it on my community wall here in just a second.
You got specific questions that are pertinent to this case?
Yes, suspect Brown is threatening people on the internet.
I find that on suspect 2, threats are as far as you believe it.
That is from the lead detective in the case of Summer Wells. You heard Pruitt right there say, threats are only as serious as you take them. Well, I'm from Oklahoma. And if you threaten me or my family, I'm going to take it very serious. So it's up to law enforcement to take the threat seriously as well. As you can see, hands are tied because we have a lazy detective. Listen to what Pruitt said again. And no, I'm not worried about Jodie Sue making threats or Benny feeling threatened. I just want you to listen to Pruitt.
I guess thank you, Hawkins, and thank you, Pruitt. Appreciate that. So I'm going to play this for you as it originally is, and I'll share it on my community wall here in just a second.
You got specific questions that are pertinent to this case?
Yes, suspect Brown is threatening people on the internet.
I find that on suspect 2, threats are as far as you believe it.
Threats are as far as you believe them. Well, now, what is Pruitt going to do? He's already got a missing child on his hands. Not saying he's responsible. But this is how he responded to a phone call. Don't think that threats don't lead to bad things.
Please call the cops and tell them that if I find you, I will kill you.
Right. Well, you'll
call them now.
That you can go to
I'm on probation. Hey, don't forget. Call my probation officer.
I'm not going to do that.
Call my probation officer. I want you to.
I don't want to.
Because I'm afraid that if I find you, I'm going to kill you, John. I'm not with you. I will do it. I will stick a knife right in your throat.
Okay, that's enough for me. Gary, what say you?
Well, is he intoxicated there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously, look, I don't, without knowing this person, it doesn't take a genius to hear that there's enormous rage there. This is a person who, this doesn't come across as a person who is saying, I had my child taken from me, and anybody that's trying to draw attention to that fact so my child can come home, I welcome and want to work alongside. It comes across more as somebody who is saying, keep your mouth shut. You're going to draw attention to this and get me in trouble. So if you keep talking, I'm going to come and kill you, which is I find extremely disturbing. I think you only have to hear that and it should set you wondering, how, because what I think is, without making formal
Let's talk about this. Britt said Don's threats should be taken seriously for sure. He has a missing child. Truer words have not ever been spoken. How would you not, Detective Pruitt, take his threats seriously, considering he has a missing child? You cannot tell me that the boys were removed because of that filthy house. They already knew the house was filthy. If you look at the timeline from when the search stopped, they had exhausted the search. They didn't find even a toenail. They didn't even find a swatch of clothing. Then the card unit chimes in. And we brought the FBI card team in, and everything they could find, there was no indication whatsoever of a child abduction. So, let's do the math. FBI card unit said no abduction. The search came up with nothing. Do you think they took the boys because Dawn and Candace and Grandis might be under suspicion and they can't risk anything happening to another child?
Accusations, I do think it is puzzling how to reconcile that with somebody who is mourning the loss of a child that's been taken away and would want the world to help. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Does it make sense to you?
Josh?
His reaction to me?
Way to reconcile that? I mean, it doesn't.
No. And before that actually happened, there were people that were saying, well, how come, or what did you say before that? Like, did you instigate him? And I absolutely did not in any way, other than he was upset that I had obtained with his sister his tape where he was questioned about the stuff. It was like through the Freedom of Information. You know what I mean? So that happened. And that's why he was so upset.
That's very important, because it tells you that, how do I say this? That when you're having a conversation with a person, especially a person that you're curious about their potential role in something, you watch to see when they lose it, when they get a little agitated or whatever. And that's how like in the kids game, when you're warm, you're getting warm, right? It's like it reminds me of how they used to use plumbers' rockets, in Victorian times, when you wanted to find a crack in a pipe, you'd send in like a red smoke bomb, and then it would, where the red smoke seeped out, you knew where the crack was, right? You get the little crack in a person. And I think what this tells us is that the key to this whole thing is a person who's saying, stay away from information that's going to lead to, so that it comes across as, perhaps if this is somebody involved in some way, it has something to do with being afraid that there may be a trail that would lead to a fact that is being buried. And so that has something to do with, perhaps eliminating a person who knows too much or who would get you in trouble, and then saying, stay the heck away from me because I don't want anybody finding out about that. Obviously, we don't know that, but it is intriguing to think about that as the reason for being upset about hound dogs like you, that are coming too close.
What happened when that was played, he was upset about it, but I had even kind of pre-warned him that I was going to play this, and he knew that it was going to happen. And he denies everything, during.
Well, he's proud of it. He's proud of his behavior. I'm sick of hearing, oh, Donnie just had a little too much to drink, even though people deny that they drink. And it seems that Candace is finding other ways to get attention. She said this in a different chat last night. I know what it's like when your mother does things like that. So, what is she saying about Grandis? Because the topic of conversation was abusive mothers. I know what it's like when your mother does things like that. Still, no excuse. Christina said, like what? That's what I want to know. It seems to me that the heat is on and they're all starting to turn on each other.
During, the conversation with the detective, which is, whatever, but he still came off looking terrible, and that infuriated him. And so from that point on, he's been mad at me for a long time, which I said, I understand when you cover somebody and it's not in a favorable light, people are going to get mad. He's going to get mad. And I understood that. I understand it. None of that is foreign to me, but the level that it goes to is shocking. And especially for somebody whose daughter is missing and 3 other children have been taken out of the home by CPS. And, when you ask, is he drunk? Well, he will admit to you that he has a problem with alcohol and drugs. So he's quite often, I don't know about these days, but he still does drink. I don't believe that he's supposed to. And I've read the report.
Okay, I'm not a nurse. I'm not a medical professional. I've worked in doctors' offices, but more on the office side of it, not in a clinical or medical capacity. I do know this much about active addiction. The worst thing you can do is feed it. So, what is your opinion? Since I kind of got drugged yesterday for putting out Brandy's wish list, which I asked for, what is your opinion? Let's say you were a doctor or a nurse about putting money into people's hands that abuse substances. To me, it's irresponsible. I just think it's irresponsible. I don't want anyone to miss a meal, but I can send food. I can say, go to the grocery store, and when you get to the register, put them on the phone, and I'll pay for it. I'll buy you a meal. But I'm not going to put money in your hands to continue a habit that's way out of control. It's dangerous.
Of when his wife, Candace, back in 2020, had called the police on him and said that when he gets drunk, he gets angry, and I'm afraid he's going to hurt me and the kids and my mother. She had him put in jail for it. Charges were later dropped or dismissed, or dropped by Candace, not dismissed. Sorry.
Right.
And I have my own thoughts about that. But also in '94, he attacked his first wife the exact same way that Candace described that had happened. And so,
but this is definitely a one of these people that's a hothead, that's kind of angry all the time. But you have to remember that at the end of the day, who is this person accused of targeting? Children, female partners? I mean, that you get a sense of a person that underneath all his bluster is a small, little, pathetic person that targets people that he feels he could control. And that ultimately this is a control mechanism, probably. Obviously you take seriously a threat, but the point is that he seems like a pathetic, controlling little person, because look at the people that he's accused of targeting. I mean, that says something about a person, right? About how small and insecure they feel. and the it's like he seems to have some kind of power trip. I think when he targets somebody that he could dominate or control or whatever.
Yeah, well, he tells me all the time when we're talking, don't overtalk. He goes, don't overtalk. He yells, don't overtalk me.
Yeah, total control.
And he is spot on. Spot on. So I don't know why anybody is saying that this interview was full of misinformation. He has never met Don, Candace, or Grandis in a clinical situation. Pat K, thank you for gifting Crime Lines and Lies memberships. Thank you for making it rain. This is Don's first wife. She's a little older than Don. Now, from what I understand, their relationship wasn't exactly milk and honey. There was a lot going on. We've heard the story about how one of their children was about to be sold. Don was abusive to her. She might have been abusive to him. I don't know. She still proudly uses the last name Wells. That'd been the first thing I would have changed. She has another Facebook profile now that says that she is a lesbian. I don't know if she is or not. It could be a spoof. But nothing's going to make you run away from men faster than ever being around Dawn, okay? And no, I'm not saying anything about anyone's sexuality. But everything I have heard about their marriage is horrible. And what is it with Dawn picking women with no teeth? I mean, think about it. Think about it. Hey, how'd you meet? Oh, at the local coffee shop. Oh, what do you like about her? Well, her teeth are rotten out, so I think they're all going to be pulled soon. I like them with no teeth. Goodness.
Freak, it sounds like. And so there's a narrative, and I also suspect, can't prove this, but if there was some kind of thing going on where a couple is concealing something, you can picture this is the guy who would say, this is what you're going to say. This is where you were at this time. This is what you did at that time. And if the person says, why can't I say this? Shut up, dummy. This is what you're going to say. We're going to. So it's the kind of person who would make you so afraid that it was going to happen to you if you didn't keep your mouth shut, that you and that I think would control people through, screaming, yelling, violence, risks, whatever, the threat.
And with Dawn and Candace, there has been a lot of screaming, yelling, substance abuse, violence on each end. How many times in the last almost 2.5 years have people said that Candace is pregnant? Well, Dawn, on a channel that has been removed, and for what I don't know, he simply explained that he only gives Candace mouth babies. And I just about fell off the couch. That was part of the show when he talked about his 7 alibis and she was breaking the doors. That was something that they left out of Steel Magnolias, Pretty Woman, The Notebook, all of our favorite rom-coms. Richard Gere did not walk up to Julia Roberts and say, "How about some mouth babies?"
Of harm, whatever. And but I would also bet that if that's the kind of person this is, even locally there will be a lot of stories about the person losing their temper, getting into fights, being furious at people in a store, holding grudges, being paranoid. I mean, do you hear things like that? That would be consistent with this personality. Right?
Yes. There was a man that was staying with his family. He was actually in Utah at the time. This man by the name of Jose, who has passed within the last, I believe, year and a half. Yeah. And he was on this very program with Chris and I, and we were talking about him and Jose. Don and Jose had a crazy confrontation where Don was, threatening him as well. He thought that maybe Candace was cheating on him or something. None of that is established. None of that's proven. That's just kind of the accusations. But the fight was very real because I believe the police were called, and he threw a beer bottle at him, and there's a lot of instances like that.
Well, I wonder, since we have Mary here, is this all matching Mary's interpretation of things?
You know what I can do, Gary? Let me send her the link. See if she'll come up. Are you okay with that?
I have no problem with that. You guys already know Mary?
Yeah, we know Mary a lot. But even before I do that, let me show you the house because it's kind of why, right? We're here tonight because, and we could even have a part 3 if we have to, with the 3 of us, if we have to, keep moving on this thing. I think it's critical right now because I saw that Trev had up Trev time. He had like 895 days since Summer has gone missing. So this child, this 5-year-old little girl, is missing. She's just vanished. And what you're going to see here, Gary, for the first time, is the interior of that environment, and you're going to hear from the mom, who is going to describe the events of that day. And I'd be interested in your take on that. And while I set this up real fast, Josh, you want to say anything before I get it up here, bud?
Yeah. And, as you take a look at the house and it's not a glorious place by any means. And, nothing against people that live in homes that, need work or whatever it is. But to me, as you'll see, it seems so much beyond that. I just found it to be, even in this video, unacceptable for children to live in,
Sure.
And so that's really all I have to say about it. Chris witnessed it firsthand, and yeah.
So, okay, so here we go. And now, Gary, just give me a start and some of your impressions as we go through. It's like 35 minutes.
Through, and then I'll give an impression at the end.
Okay.
Now, remember, as Chris is pulling up here, there are at least close to a dozen dogs. You can hear them here. And the day that Summer went missing, Dawn has stated that the dogs were nowhere to be found.
Is that a way of explaining why they didn't bark?
Yes. At a stranger, because they claim stranger abduction.
Chris, remember the
Okay, before we hear from Dr. Gary, I will never, ever, ever, ever buy that the dogs were not on the hill that day. Candace even said that she was annoyed when they brought the canines up because they were bothering her dogs. Where were the dogs that day? How did they not realize that a stranger was on the property? Even OJ loses his mind, our cat, when there is an unfamiliar scent in the house. We know that when Candace gave her interview to WJHL, the dogs, you could hear the dogs. But we're supposed to believe that they went to Disney World the day that Summer disappeared. What is normal about June 15th, 2021? I'll say this. Nothing. Nothing. Jesse said, is OJ still in a turkey coma? Yes, he is. I actually put all the turkey up and I'm freezing it and I can, use it another day. But OJ had way too much turkey. He's starting to look like a bulldog. He's got chubby cheeks. His neck's getting fat, tearing up my wrapping paper, you name it. I told you the story about him getting into that expensive wrapping paper, even though I got it on clearance, and he had glitter all over him. He looked like a stripper kitty.
The Sherlock Holmes story about Silver Blaze, where Sherlock Holmes deduces that it was an inside job because the dog didn't bark.
Yeah. I've said that for quite some time, that the the silent witnesses on a lot of these cases. I think, remember we talked about when you nailed Koberger before they arrested him? We also talked about the dog in the house.
Yeah.
He's going to be that, silent witness with hair, et cetera. But yeah, no, I love it.
Gotta love dogs.
Here we go. Yeah, those dogs were going nuts.
Rightfully so. Now, this sits on the top of a very, I would consider it a very steep hill, by the way. It's, very secluded. The neighbors are quite a ways away. You would need a reason to drive up there.
I have much more respect for what you're telling me by standing here, and I got my little camera here. But I'm looking at this terrain, and I'm going, holy cow! She could have even. There's a million possibilities here down there, and there's the road down there.
Yeah, that's the road. That's my mom's house.
Okay.
Like literally,
And this right here.
Usually you can see the road because they have went through here and mowed and took down a bunch of stuff away from the power lines.
Okay.
But usually it's full up. You can't even see the road.
That day, though, how was it? Was it full up, or was it like this?
That day and a few days prior to that, they were working on this.
Okay.
So I've even come to a conclusion maybe one of them people have snatched it.
Thank you, Candace, for your detective work. The people that were out there days before Summer disappeared and finishing up their work the day that she vanished into thin air, Candace said, I even thought one of them people came up here and snatched her. Now, do you really think that they all showed back up at the job site, putting their trucks back up, getting in their personal cars, and just happened to have a little girl with them? I even thought one of them people snatched her. I came to the conclusion. Chris McDonough asks her, does TBI know this? Leave the tree trimmers alone. The tree trimmers were not interrogated. They were not put into the back of a cop car. They did not take anything from their home. They did not take their personal cell phones. And guess what? They were back at work on the 16th and the 17th and the 18th. And then they returned to work on that next Monday. How many innocent people are they going to blame? Callie Don said, how can she say snatched her with no feeling in her voice? Makes me ill. Listen to how she says it.
To drive up there.
You know, I have much more respect for what you're telling me by standing here, and I got my little camera here, so. But I'm looking at this terrain, and I'm going, holy cow! She could have even. There's a million possibilities here down there, and there's the road down there.
Yeah, that's the road. That's my mom's house.
Okay.
Like literally, it's
And this right here.
usually you can see the road because they have went through here and mowed and took down a bunch of stuff away from the power lines.
Okay.
But usually it's full up. You can't even see the road.
That day though, how was it? Was it full up, or
They
was
actually,
it like
that day and a few days prior to that, they were working on this.
Okay.
So I've even come to a conclusion maybe one of them people have snatched it.
Oh, interesting.
Chris is like, oh, that's interesting. I even came to the conclusion one of them people snatched her without a tear in her eye. Voice doesn't break, nothing. And I have to be as clear as a bell, not a cowbell. Let's say clear as crystal. That I do not know what happened to Summer on June 15th, 2021. I have my suspicions, but I can't exactly make accusations. But something with Dawn, Candace, and Grandis, the changing stories, the Taliban, the cartel, Joe Biden, Dudley, Hunter, Allie on the Walmart scooter, none of their accusations have ever added up to me. None of them.
Because they were all the way up here.
Yeah, I see those the path down there. I see the tracks down there.
Yep.
You over there.
And they were all the way up here to my light pole.
Okay. And you told TBI all this, right?
I told TBI this, yes.
Okay. Okay. And yeah, I can see the cars going by. That is not far from your property.
Mm-mm.
Is there a holler down there? I mean, is there a river of some sort?
The creek runs all the way around the property.
And how deep is the creek? Okay, just so it's like an inch or two. Okay.
You'd be lucky to get wet enough to do anything.
Okay. All right, so let's pick it up from where, and I'm going to just use this little one. Is that okay?
Fine.
Okay, so from where, when you got home, now she's leaning.
My mom's truck parks here.
Okay, your mom's truck's right here.
Yes.
Okay, so she's leaning against the milk. Is she sleeping?
She was sleeping, yes.
Okay. From exhaustion from that day?
Yes, she was. Where I woke her up early and she usually sleeps until 9, 10, even 12 o'clock if I let her.
Okay. How did the milk?
Okay, I don't advocate for leaving kids home alone. But I don't believe it's lies, rumors, and circulation. Summer was left home alone with her brothers many times. So if she sleeps till 9, 10, 11, 12, and we know we're talking about Mom Patrol here, and she just had to take her mother to the hospital to check out her knee. Now, we're talking about a woman that just doesn't appear to me to really give two shits about anybody. But the morning of Summer's disappearance, here's Can't. Mother, I'm so worried about your knee. Oh, Mother, we must get you medical attention now. Oh, Mother, we must get you to a hospital right now. Oh, Mother, Please, please, let me take you to have your knee checked out. Please, please. And she wakes up Summer, leaves the 3 boys alone. According to Tim Mullen, CPS was there the day before, but according to Clyda Trent, Dawn said that they were going to be there on the 16th. He mentioned a term to Clyda that she was not familiar with. It's called body mapping. To me, that is more probable than a case being open and shut on the 14th, Dudley getting fired, and then the next day you have to get medical attention for Broke Knee Mountain Grandis.
Bottles get rearranged. Hunter said he had them on the floor and then he put them next to him.
They weren't
Is that
no.
okay? So walk me through that.
When we dropped them off, they were actually still on his lap,
Okay.
and he put them on the other side of Summer.
Okay. So he reached over.
Yeah, he set them over there by that. What's a black tote she had in there?
Okay. Was there? Where's that tote at?
I think actually my mom's got it still in her truck. It's got a bunch of crafts and stuff in it.
Okay. Got it. Got it. And now from when you pulled up, when did she just fall asleep next to that?
She fell asleep, I'd say maybe 5 minutes on the road.
Okay. Okay. Got it. And then, so walk me through, you get home, you take the groceries inside. Is Don home, by the way?
No, he's
Okay.
not.
Okay.
Actually, I parked the truck and I opened both doors. It's really hard because this lawnmower is. But I opened the doors up and I shook her. I said, wake up, we're at home. She jumped right up.
Okay.
Like nothing. I unbuckled her and I said, come on. I said, Mom, I'll be right back. Well, went in there and got the boys and they were sitting on the table. And I said, come on, let's get the groceries out. And we brought them all in the house, went through them all, did all that.
And this is that's her swing.
That's her swing right there.
Come show me her swing. Why is this? And who's this?
That is Smoking Boots. That's my boy's cat.
And how many dogs do you have here on the property? About?
Honestly, I don't know because people just keep dropping them off.
Hi. I know. Okay. Okay. Sorry. So this is her swing.
That's her swing.
This is her playground.
Yep.
And she loved this area. Boy, I'm looking at this, and this terrain, Candace, just strikes me as being so dense and just. Is that what they say, the dog trail? Where's this dog trail thing? That
I'm not sure, honestly.
There's so many of them.
The dogs go in every different.
Yeah,
way.
I saw the dogs came out of the woods as we were pulling up.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do that all the time.
Chris, can I say something really fast?
Oh, that's Perry.
That dog trail that Chris was just asking about has been a significant point of contention because Don says that they must have escaped down the dog trail, or that they could have, even though Candace doesn't know that there's an actual dog trail.
Well, and also Don, when he gave the interview to a station out of Knoxville, he said he never knew that the dog trail was there before. Well, that cannot be, because on Candace's TikTok, you see pictures of the boys going up and down the same trail on their motorbikes. How did you miss that? It doesn't make any sense. None. Hello, Katie Bird. The dogs were not on vacation. They knew there was a trail there. They knew it.
Right. I understand. And Chris, that dirt road, when you're walking on it, were you paying attention to whether you leave footprints in the road?
Yeah, well, it was a partiality of rock / dirt type of situation. This is about 3 weeks after he went missing. That I came in about 3 weeks after. Greg had called me and
Right.
You know,
It could have rained. It could have something. Could have if
No.
there had been prints or something there. You're saying.
yeah, we don't know, at that point. But when we did the initial assessment, Gary, early on, from CCF's position, we came to the conclusion that this is such a high risk for a stranger situation, and the closest RSO is about within a mile over that range. But the whole area has, some RSOs in it. And of course, the card team came in within a day or so and immediately did the assessment that, it's not, in their opinion, it's not a stranger abduction. So the secondary, question was, okay, well, is this an accident or is it intentional in relationship to something or somebody in that house or had a familiarity to somebody in that house? And we came to the same conclusion.
I think I independently would have come to the same conclusion because the type of abduction that's being depicted would be committed by a local sexually perverse offender if you were to profile it, right? I mean, there's no conversation, there's no grooming.
And I wouldn't rule that out except for the fact that they were all over Hell's Half Acre that day. How would anyone know that they were home? Who would risk going up on that day to grab Summer when there was unusual activity on the road, meaning the tree trimmers? And then to say the dogs weren't home that day. What, did they have a spa day? It doesn't make any sense. None. So is it foul play? Because I'm done with abduction. Or did she wander off and just between all of those teams of searchers, a military-style search could not find her? What is it? Why did the head of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation go to the state Congress and ask for extra funding to get an airplane that would fly over the type of planes that they use in Afghanistan that penetrate through rocks to see into caves? They don't ask for that type of money unless they have a hunch about something. And I'm using that word lightly. Diana said, animal abuse is criminal. I don't get it. I don't get it. You ought to see OJ when his food bowl is empty. He wants it full just because. He may not be wanting to eat it. If there was a CPS cat line, OJ would be on it all the time. All right, we're going to get back to that on another show. I promise. These are just some of the things that Candace has treated us with on her TikTok. I'm not trying to read too much into anything, but the pictures that she took and posted of Summer, it's almost like she enjoyed seeing her upset. And I don't like it. I just don't. I'm not going to put the boys up, but now look at her. Except when I try to put her in the book. Shit, I said none. Somebody left they load in a belly button. How you gonna say you love that when the breath beats to the left in her eyes? You moving TikTok, cause I really don't give a fuck. Except when I try to put her in the book. Shit, I said none. Somebody left. Okay. To me, that looks like Hunter behind her. And no, I'm not blaming Hunter for anything. That looks like the porch that Hunter, Grandbun, and Allie did their interview. This was uploaded on May 29th, 2020.
In her eyes, she moving TikTok, cause I really don't give a fuck. Except when I try to put her in the book. Shit, I ain't said nothing. Somebody gonna lay low in that belly button. How you gonna say you love that? When the breath beats to the left. In her eyes, she moving TikTok, cause
So attractive.
I'm in love with marijuana. Makes me feel just like an iguana. I know I like you like no other. In the morning, I'm always looking for you, man.
I am a cannabis man. Once again, got the grab.
Okay, and in this one, True, Allie's daughter, is behind her. I don't think True did anything to Summer, but she has a lot of TikToks with Allie's children.
And this speech she wanted, they wait because people are judgmental because she's a guy.
Gotta be kidding me. That's when she put True up to the marshmallow challenge on TikTok. Goodness, Candace. The hell were you thinking? Oh, no. Look at it again. You're going to see her on Allie's porch, and she proudly puts up a bottle of R&R. TF. WTF. I think instead of trigger warning, we're going to have to do a cringe warning. Slim said, "What kind of ponytail is that?" I don't know. Looks like she slapped some hair on her. Wiz said, "Was that supposed to be clever and entertaining?" No. It's just things like Slim said, you can't unsee. Well, I can't get through all of the interview room show. Do you guys want to go through the rest of it tomorrow or wait till Monday? You tell me, because I know a lot of people have been wanting to do the Alexi Treviso case comparison. I'll leave it up to you guys. Do you want to continue this conversation tomorrow? Or do you want to talk about Alexi Treviso tomorrow? Pat says tomorrow. KK says tomorrow. Beth says tomorrow. Well, I think tomorrow we're going to continue this conversation. Because old Brooks is about to lose her voice. I don't know what is going on. And I don't like to run shows over 2 hours, but, you know, as Candace says, I don't pay attention to time when I'm having fun. I don't pay attention to time when I'm having fun. I don't look at the clock when I'm having fun. Well, you guys are a load of fun. And I know that on this channel, we discuss very dark topics. But you always keep it live. You always keep it cool, light. And we can have conversations that we can wrap our minds around. Joey Girl said this topic has been beat to death. And you know what? I understand that. I totally do. The problem is that we have a little girl that's missing. And if we just stop talking about the missing, then guess who will talk about them? Because in my opinion, Dawn, Candace, and Grandis did not think that her case would blow up the way it has. And so if you don't want to follow the case of Summer Wells, you don't have to. You really don't. But I'm not going to stop talking about missing children. And no offense to you, Joey Girl, I know exactly what you're saying because I hear it all the time. Is there anything new? Are there any updates? Well, here, I'm going to give you something. Here's some breaking news for you. I have no breaking news. You see, I'm not part of the media and I'm not part of law enforcement. Diana said, never stop talking about Summer. Never. Nope, not going to happen. If you guys don't mind, please hit the like button. Please. It helps out the channel a lot. Puts us in the old algorithm, or as I call it, algorithm. And I want to say thank you very much to my wonderful friends, the Mod Squad, and all of you for being the best chat and best community on YouTube. We are going to continue this conversation tomorrow. So get your notes ready. It will be open panel, and I hope everybody grabs the link and comes up and just has a chat. In the meantime, have a great rest of your Thursday. If I don't see you in Discord or one of the Facebook groups, then I will see you back here tomorrow morning. You guys are the absolute best.